It's found in football fields, golf courses, parks, and backyards. It's part of the American landscape. But have you ever wondered how turf grass is grown? On this field trip, we're taking it outdoors as we learn about turf grass.
Field Trip is made possible by Cooperative Extension Service at New Mexico State University and by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.
Turf grass is great for landscaping, but it's beneficial in so many different ways. But growing and caring for it can be quite a process. Growing turf grass is a science. A lot goes into finding the right varieties to grow in specific regions. Maintenance and irrigation are important factors as well. All this hard work so we can enjoy our favorite outdoor activities.
The reason that we want to use these landscapes, particularly turf grasses, is they serve as an oasis in our desert. And then just in general, we improve the overall landscape around the home.
In my opinion, it's one of the basis for humans that live together and that require human interaction to one another.
Well, you know, I'm sure everybody's got their own opinion, but who doesn't want to go out and walk around barefooted in it, and you know, just the beauty of it. You know, I mean, I'm in the landscaping business, and we love the xeriscaping with the rocks and everything, but is anything any prettier than a beautiful green yard in the middle of a desert?
Turf grass is a part of our culture. A typical American home often has grass in the front or the backyard. A lawn provides a comfortable place for us to barbecue and for children and pets to play.
If you look at the history of the American lawn and turf in general, it actually dates back before America was around. There were the Persian gardens, and there were some gardens back in China and some other places where they did use a lawn-type surface in their gardens. And we could still see that influence today, where those gardens were used as kind of a showcase of the rich, and it kind of moved into the American lawn situation, where the Americans, particularly around World War II, when we came back and everybody wanted the picket fence, that dates back to those English gardens where we had a wide landscape with a lot of open space to be used for recreation and all of that. And we've used it throughout American history as a place to picnic, to recreate, and just to overall enjoy our landscape.
Grass varies from region to region in the United States. What grows abundantly in New England may not grow well in the arid climate of the Southwest.
The continental U.S. is actually divided in different climate zones. And those different climate zones are separated by their winter temperatures. The colder the winters, the lower the number. We here are 8 plant, and we don't call them climate zones, we actually call them plant hardiness zones. We here in Las Cruces are an 8, Albuquerque is 7, Santa Fe is 4, and it all has to do with how cold the winters get. If you go to Minneapolis and or the Northeast or the Northwest, you can have, or then into Canada, you can have a number as low as 2 or maybe even 1.
There are different types of American lawns across the country. On the East Coast, we certainly have a lot of wider landscapes. Since water is not so restrictive, they're able to have more turf grasses. As we move towards the American West, certainly water becomes more of an issue, so therefore we have to limit the landscapes in general, and that includes turf grass. And so the Southwesterners love to have their lawns as an opportunity to both recreate and also, to have a safe place for their kids to play, for their dogs to play. and to provide a carpet to their outdoor rooms.
There are many different varieties of turf grass. A lot of research is involved to determine the ideal grass for your area.
We have in the north, where it rains a lot, we have grasses, cool season grasses such as Kentucky bluegrass, such as tall fescue, perennial ryegrass, and these grasses are very adapted to cold temperatures. Temperatures that our winters can have occasionally, and that's why we grow them down here also. On top of it, we here in the southwest are also high elevation. That means in the summer, even our night temperatures go down fairly low, go down into an acceptable level that most of those cool season grasses can grow in. Therefore, again, if we have the water, we can grow cool season grasses just fine.
Turf grass provides safe ground cover for us to play some of our favorite sports like football. There are many advantages to having grass on an athletic field.
There are many sports that require turf grasses for both player safety and for the playability of the game. Golf is the first one we think of just because it tends to be a lot more money involved in the golf industry, and that they have been very supportive of the turf industry's both research and to bring turf grass into the minds of all individuals in the area. But when we look at athletic fields specifically, we have plenty of different games that are played on there. It originally started with cricket, and in America it started with lacrosse. Those both were played on turf, and they still are today. We think of baseball, football, soccer, kind of the big three as being those that use turf grass the most, but really any kind of intramural or any kind of high school or student athletic activity is going to occur mostly on turf. The reason that we prefer real grass on our athletic fields is mostly because of player safety. The surfaces tend to be softer, they cause less injury to players because the turf actually gives a little bit. So they don't blow out knees, they're not going to break bones as frequently on a grass surface as they would an artificial surface.
Golf is one of America's favorite outdoor sports. Without turf grass, it'd be pretty difficult to putt.
As far as for golf and in general, grass is a necessity. I mean, you need to have a place for these people to play. But I mean, you'll see in a lot of different golf course designs, they've kind of eliminated going out so far with roughs and different things like that by eliminating with targets and more target area shooting. But as far as for the game of golf, it's like I say, it's a necessity having good quality, well-kept surfaces for people to play golf on. But I also think that golf courses in the community and things like that, as far as, you know, the way that grass photosynthesizes at a much faster rate than other plants, so it actually produces more oxygen than a lot of large trees and things like that. So there's a big benefit to the community as well.
Golf being an outdoor sport, it's nice to have a good background while you're out there. A lot of people who don't normally play golf, they come out and they're like, wow, it's so pretty out here. It looks like a park. And they just want to spend the whole day out here. It's really nice when the grass is really green, really plush, and it's just more enjoyable having the whole scene around here. And here we're really lucky because Jack, our owner, likes a ton of flowers also. So he gets the flowers, and every day he's out there making sure the grass is right length, there aren't little dead spots everywhere, and we're pretty lucky here to have such a good crew.
Water is essential to keeping a golf course green. But it involves more than just turning on a sprinkler system.
You know, we have every daily preparations. I mean, it goes into programming our water systems and making sure that everything is ran on a schedule and one area is not getting too much water and the drainage and everything is correct so that you're getting proper water dispersion on all the grass, to you know, mowing and doing you know, all of our different fertilizations, from foliar fertilization to granular fertilization. One thing that we do here at Turtleback Mountain Resort is we actually helped install for the City of Elephant Butte a wastewater treatment system. One of the things we hope to do is to be able to recycle and use reclaimed unpotable water from the city. And it's used through lift stations that come actually through the golf course, and then it's pumped back into our lake system over here. And we have a 5-lake system where the water is circulated from the upper lake all the way down to the first lake, and then it is pumped out into our water system. That's the best example of recycling and conserving water that we use.
Parks are a great way for people to get outside and enjoy the fresh air, and more cities are being more conscious of how their water is used and making efforts towards conservation.
Water conservation on larger turf areas, parks, large green space areas in cities. It's really the same principles apply as if you applied water conservation on your 500 square feet backyard. What larger municipalities do on their green space is that they convert over to using water from water treatment plants. Water is treated and then it's used to irrigate large green spaces, and we see that over and over. Homeowners tend to overwater their lawn. That's almost a fact, even though there are some out there that I'm sure are diligent about it, but most of the homeowners overwater because A, they don't know how much water is actually delivered by their irrigation system on a minute basis, on a 5-minute basis, on a 10-minute basis. Therefore, they just apply a kind of a rule of thumb, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes of runtime per day, which completely overwaters most of the grasses. And if you end up with dry patches, what homeowners do, they just crank up the runtime, increase the runtime, thinking, oh, my grass is dying, I'm not applying enough water. Yet when an irrigation system is not uniform, you can increase your runtime as much as you want. You're still not getting water to those areas that are already drought stressed. So having a close look to your irrigation system, familiarize yourself with the amount of water that is being delivered per 5 minutes, per 10 minutes, will go a long way in conserving water and irrigating your turf appropriately.
You water on a windy day and you're watering your neighbor's yard or the desert and getting lots of weeds and stuff. And that's not the case with drip. And you can water whether it's windy outside or whatever. And with the drip emitters, say a sprinkler, say you water 30 minutes a day and you're putting out 2 gallons an hour. With the drip lines, you've got one every foot and it puts 0.6 gallons an hour and you get the same or more efficiency. It's about 90% efficient, whereas sprinklers are probably about 40% efficient. So it's replacing your sprinklers. It's very low maintenance. It's all subsurface. You don't see any of it, and it conserves a ton of water. So water conservation is very important, and it goes the same for your yard. The less we use, the more we have.